When Anna de Armas finally spoke, no one expected what came next. "I was just another project." Quiet, almost casual, that detonated like a bomb in Hollywood. Overnight, headlines reignited, interviews resurfaced, and one of the industry's most polished stories began to unravel. Because this wasn't just about love, it was about power, control, and the woman who decided she'd rather walk away than play along. From the outside, Anna and Tom Cruise looked like a dream, the world's most charming action star and Hollywood's most magnetic rising actress. Cameras loved them, red carpets adored them, but behind the flashbulbs, insiders say it wasn't romance, it was direction. And the director, as always, was Tom Cruise. Their connection started publicly, spotted in Vermont, hand in hand, laughing like a couple in a perfectly staged movie scene. The tabloids went wild. Tom Cruise finds love again, and Anna de Armas, the new star by his side. To the world it looked effortless, but those close to Anna described something else entirely. A relationship that felt rehearsed, right down to the smiles. It wasn't that she didn't care. It's that everything felt too perfect, too organized, like every gesture had a purpose beyond affection. Tom was the master of image. Every appearance, every photograph, every whisper seemed to fit into a script he'd written long before she showed up. But soon Anna started noticing something strange, that the script wasn't about her story at all, it was about his. It all began back in early 2025. They had both signed on to a high-budget thriller called Deeper. He was the Hollywood legend. She was the star every studio wanted. Their first meeting was supposed to be professional, a business dinner at Soho House in London. Witnesses described chemistry, sparks, and what looked like instant connection. But later, Anna told a close friend it wasn't love. It was intensity, the kind that blinds you before you realize you're being studied. Because that's the pattern. Tom's relationships always begin the same way. Grand gestures, private jets, candlelit dinners. At first it feels like a whirlwind romance. Then, the whirlwind turns into a routine. And somewhere between the charm and the control, the line between love and management disappears. Anna's friends started noticing a shift. At first, Tom's attention felt flattering, but then it became management. He'd plan their dinners, choose her wardrobe, even decide who she should avoid in the industry. One friend described it perfectly. She realized she was living in a movie he was directing, and she'd lost her script. By the time filming began on Deeper, the dynamic had changed. On set, Tom started reviewing scenes that didn't involve him, giving notes on her tone, her gestures, even her costume choices. To him, it might have felt like mentorship. To her, it felt like supervision. And slowly, the excitement faded into discomfort. That's when Anna made the choice that set everything in motion. She began to pull away. According to one insider, Anna confided to friends, "This doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel safe." It wasn't fear, it was awareness. She'd seen this movie before, just from the other side of the screen. When she stepped back, Tom was blindsided. He believed she understood his lifestyle, his pace, his rules. He reportedly told friends she might be the one. But for Anna, the realization hit differently. She didn't want to be anyone's one. She wanted to be herself. When she walked away, his team scrambled. Suddenly, the story was mutual. Quiet statements were leaked, headlines rewritten, but the truth couldn't be PR managed forever, because then came the leak, the message that would change everything. A close friend allegedly shared a private message Anna had written during the breakup. "I felt like a project. I felt managed, not loved." That single line exploded online. Within hours, it was trending on every gossip site. Fans began connecting dots, revisiting his past relationships. Each one followed the same rhythm: fascination, intensity, control, collapse. People started calling it the Cruise pattern. Each woman drawn in by the charm, each one walking away once the sparkle dimmed and the structure set in. But Anna's version hit differently. She hadn't fallen apart. She'd quietly walked away, and that made the story even louder. While headlines fought for attention, Anna said nothing. No interviews, no cryptic social media posts, no passive-aggressive quotes. Instead, she let silence do the talking. Every red carpet appearance became a statement: calm, radiant, untouchable. Directors began calling her focused, professional, centered, a quiet rebellion against the chaos she'd left behind. In a world obsessed with clapbacks and callouts, Anna's silence felt revolutionary. It told everyone she didn't need to expose him. His own behavior had already done that. And while Tom's PR machine tried to reshape the story, the public was seeing something new. A man whose need for control had finally lost him control. For years, Tom Cruise was untouchable, Hollywood royalty with a reputation for perfection. But this time, perfection cracked. The tabloids flipped, labeling him controlling, isolated, obsessed with image. And insiders say the shift rattled him. He reportedly tried to reconnect with Anna, whether for closure or redemption. No one knows, but Anna wasn't interested. She'd already learned the truth. Sometimes closure is just another way to pull you back in. Behind the scenes, his team worked overtime to protect the brand, but public opinion had already changed. What once looked like mystery now looked like manipulation. And for a man who built a career on control, that loss of image was the one thing he couldn't manage. Months later, Anna finally spoke. It wasn't an exposé. It wasn't bitterness. It was wisdom. When asked what she learned from that relationship, she said, "Sometimes people see you as a reflection, not a person." Then she added 6 words that broke the internet. "I was just another project." Those words weren't spiteful, they were reflective. She wasn't tearing him down, she was reclaiming her story, because for years she had been cast as Tom Cruise's rumored girlfriend. Now she was the one defining the narrative, the producer, the storyteller, and the star of her own movie. Her silence had been strategy, her voice when it finally came was power. And while the world debated who was right or wrong, one truth became impossible to ignore. Anna de Armas walked away from control and won. Today, Anna stands where she always wanted to be. Independent, respected, and unapologetic. Tom, meanwhile, continues to chase the perfection he's built his empire on. But this time, that pursuit cost him something real. Because maybe the most powerful story in Hollywood isn't about revenge or romance. It's about freedom and the courage to rewrite your own script. Anna de Armas proved that walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom, and sometimes the quietest exit makes the loudest impact. So what do you think, was Anna right to walk away? Or was this just another Hollywood misunderstanding? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if you made it this far, and tap subscribe for the next wild story, because trust me, the next one's even messier.